Hello everyone, this is Barcelona News World. The following are the headline we are going to discuss. Deco confirms Barcelona, like 3 players, discusses Robert Lewandowski replacement. Barcelona handed fresh hope as top target holds off on new deal until July. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Welcome. Barcelona's director of football Deco has discussed the potential options that they have to improve their squad this summer in the transfer market. His focus, as he was clear to emphasize, was very much on keeping together the quality Barcelona already have before going into the transfer market. One of the areas that has become the subject of hot debate is the goalkeeping position, with Wojciech Szczesny inconsistent during the latter stages of the campaign, and doubts about Marc-Andre ter Stegen's form in recent seasons. We have 2 goalkeepers, Tech and Marc, and we also have to see what Inaki decides as he has 1 year left. We have to look into another due to an age issue. Joan Garcia? I have very little knowledge of goalkeeping, but it's true that we're working in the scouting department to improve. Joan is a good goalkeeper, Deco told RAC1 in an extended interview as carried by MD. Deco: we like Luis Diaz and we like Rashford, but we can't talk about players who are under contract. For me, it's much more important to improve what we have at home. Deco: Count? He's key for us. He brings a lot, gives us stability, defends very well and never complains. We need to keep these types of players around as long as possible. The latest coming out of the Catalan capital is that Espanyol's Joan Garcia is well liked by Barcelona, and he has a €25 million release clause, but their plan is to continue with Szczesny and ter Stegen next season. Robert Lewandowski replacement not a priority. Deco was keen to emphasize that his top priority was contract renewals before he started looking at what could be done in the transfer market. Our big priority is to strengthen what we have here first. We'll probably renew our contracts with Pedri, Gavi, Araujo, Rafinha, and we'll probably do that with Count. When people talk about signings, they think about those coming from abroad, but you have to see that renewals are also like signings. The lucky thing is that we have a team that doesn't require so many headaches for us for next season. First, we want to fix what we have at home, and then if we can improve the team, we will. And what I've said is perhaps a forward with a different profile than what we have. Another frequent topic of debate has been the number 9 position, with Robert Lewandowski failing to make an impact in the final 2 months of the season, in part due to injury. He will turn 37 in August, and his successor has been a discussion for since the end of the last campaign, but is not something that worries Deco. In the squad we have players like Ferran who can play there. We've played with Danny as a false 9. Today this squad has internal solutions when Robert is not there. Talking about a striker only seems like looking for a replacement for Robert, but today you have only one team that has a fixed 9, which is Inter with Thuram. PSG don't have one, Arsenal don't have one. Today we have one, which is Lewandowski, and there are players in the squad who can play there like Ferran, who has had a spectacular season. Deco confirms Barcelona like Luis Diaz and Marcus Rashford. Seemingly Barcelona and Deco's top priority is Liverpool left winger Luis Diaz. While he did not declare an ambition to sign them, he admitted certain admiration for them. We like Luis and we like Rashford, but we can't talk about players who are under contract. For me, it's much more important to improve what we have at home. Nico Williams has had an inconsistent season, Deco. Last summer their top target was Nico Williams of Athletic Club, but after President Joan Laporta declared on Monday that they were not thinking about him, Deco explained why. He's a great player. It was evident at the European Championship, but this year he's been a bit more inconsistent. But we have to find a more balanced team. We're focused on what we have at home. We've renewed contracts with Pedri, Gavi, Araujo, and now Rafinha. We have De Jong and Eric. The priority is at home. If we can improve, we'll see what we can do. Last season we had 2 players who could have improved the team, Nico and Olmo. Danny showed from the very beginning that he wanted to come to Barca, but Nico didn't. That's why things dragged on, and in the end he didn't come. Barcelona handed fresh hope as top target holds off on new deal until July. According to a report from Sport, Luis Diaz has chosen to delay contract renewal talks with Liverpool until July as Barcelona's interest in the Colombian winger continues to intensify. The 28-year-old has become one of the main objectives for the Catalan Giants this summer, with Deco and the sporting leadership keen to add a world-class attacker to the squad. Diaz, whose current deal runs until 2027, has had a contract extension proposal on the table for weeks. The offer would keep him at Anfield until 2029 and includes a significant salary increase. Despite this, he and his representatives have opted to pause negotiations. conscious that Barcelona need time to resolve their financial situation and gain clarity on what operations they can realistically undertake. Barcelona are firmly in the race. Barcelona are well aware that any move for Diaz will be complex. Not only does the winger play for a club of Liverpool's stature, but he is also valued at €85 million by the English side. This is the figure the Reds have reportedly set for any club interested in securing his services, especially with memories still fresh from losing Trent Alexander-Arnold on a free transfer to Real Madrid. Liverpool are determined to avoid a similar outcome with Diaz. Internally, there is optimism at Barcelona that they can once again operate under the 1:1 spending rule this summer. President Joan Laporta has publicly expressed confidence that the club will be in a position to make significant moves. However, Barca's first priority remains sorting the renewals of key players and strengthening the core of the team before launching into any high-profile transfers. Where does this leave Diaz? For Diaz, the interest from Barcelona represents a career-defining opportunity. He reportedly earns around €3.5 million per year at Liverpool, relatively modest for a player of his caliber in the Premier League. While his relationship with the Merseyside club remains strong, the Colombian understands that his current deal does not reflect his importance to the team. Though he has a great bond with the Anfield faithful and remains professionally aligned with Liverpool's project, the lure of Barcelona and the chance to wear the iconic Blaugrana shirt is something he is unwilling to ignore. By postponing his decision until July, he is effectively giving Barcelona the chance to prepare an offer while keeping all doors open. Seeing you on next video.